Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with a story time about a man who tried to pursue me and was hiding from me that he was living with his ex-wife. Can you believe this? So I just got out of a relationship that I was in for like 2 years, about 6 months prior to this guy contacting me on Facebook. And he seemed really nice, and he came to me on the Jesus tip. Like, I go to Bible study every week. I have a mentor I study with, and he just laid it on thick. I even want to go to your church. When are you going to come to my church? And I want to go to your Bible study. Can we study the Bible together? So I was like, okay, cool. Ain't nothing wrong with having a brother in Christ. I really was not looking for a relationship because I just got out of a relationship, and plus men just be getting on my nerves. I'm just being real with you. Like, after what I went through with that relationship I was in, I was so through with guys for a minute. So I gave him a chance because he was so nice, and I didn't want to be mean to him because of what I went through in my past relationship. So I figured, if anything, me and him can just be friends. So he started calling me like every night, and we were like talking about Jesus like the whole time. There was no romantic talk or anything like that. And then one night we were talking, and I heard this woman's voice in the background, like yelling, like getting at him. And he was like, hold on. And I just heard him like, put the phone down and like try to close the door. But this woman was yelling at him. So he gets back on the phone, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, who was that? And he was like, she's tripping. And I'm like, who's tripping? And he was like, my ex-wife. I live with her and my kids and my mother-in-law. And I'm like, really? So how long have you been living with them? And how does that work for you? And he was like, I've been staying with her. It's actually her mother's house, and I've been staying with them for a few years now. And I'm like, and why? And he's like, well, because we have 3 kids together, and I want to be there for them and help raise them. And she's not very responsible, and she's not there with the kids. And I'm the one that's helping, I help out around the house and the bills and with the kids. And I'm just like, that's weird, So we just continued to talk. Once that happened, I was just like, I definitely am not interested in him now. Like, I wasn't interested in the first place, but that really was like, the super huge red flag. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not cute. You know what I'm saying? At all. That's not for a grown man to be in that position, And so, he still kept on calling me, and we just, like I said, we're strictly on the Jesus tip, talking about that and praying together. I was praying with him, praying for him, because he was just going on and on about how he hated living with his ex, and that he wished he could leave, and that she's abusive toward him and yelling and screaming at him, and she got boyfriends coming in and out of the house while he's there. And I'm just like, this is some crazy mess. Like, why would you even live in that kind of situation? Like, I just kept asking him that, and all he could do was keep making excuses about his kids, but steadily telling me how depressed he was by living there, and how he hated seeing how she lived and how she didn't care about the kids and all these things like that. So, we just kept talking, and then eventually I was just like, well, my life is starting over again. I am so excited about the future. Me and my kids are about to get our apartment and start over again. And I don't know about you, but don't you know that life is too short? You need to get out on your own. You need to get your own place. You need to get, visitation time with your kids, joint custody, whatever you need to do. But you need to get out of that environment and get your own apartment. And he was just like, yeah, you right, you right. And every time we would talk about it, I'd be like, well, what have you been doing to get yourself out of this situation? And he was just like, nothing. Like he was just like, he was comfortable. Like literally he was comfortable living like that. I could see it. And I mean, I can't see it, but I could just hear it in his voice over the phone that he was so comfortable living with her, even if it was negative and a bad environment for him and his kids. He still lived in that situation. And I truly believe that they still mess around or slept together or tried to make things work out, because as we talked, like I said, there was no romance involved for me. As we talked about our relationships and our past marriages and all that stuff, he said that he did not want to get divorced, that he loved her deeply and all those things like that. And it was very hard for him to divorce her and separate from her. So I believe that he desired for them to be back together one day, or even try to get back together. And I was just like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're telling me that this woman is dating other people. And then, y'all, this is the craziest thing. I'm up here clapping. This is the craziest thing. Y'all, this is the craziest thing. So, like I said, he contacted me over Facebook. So, of course, when you're on Facebook, you have Facebook friends. And all of a sudden, his ex-wife pops up. He's friends with her on Facebook. They're arguing and game banging on Facebook. And I'm like, well, last night, when you contacted me on Facebook, I read and seen that your ex was confronting you and talking crazy to you on Facebook. Why are you friends with her? Like, you don't have no lines of respect or boundaries between you and your ex. You and your ex should not be in each other's lives like this. Like, how can you even think that you could date someone and be so involved with your ex, and your ex is so involved in your business? I have an ex-husband. My ex-husband and I are not friends on Facebook. We do not live together for the kids. Like, all that stuff is weird. And he was just like, I don't have no problem with it. And I'm just like, what is wrong with this guy? Like, this is weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, she's on there telling him how stupid he is and just like crazy talk, like getting at him, and he's cussing back at her. And I'm just like, this is so messy. So like I told him, I was like, look, no, I actually left out a part. So he did ask me to go to my Bible study to my church, and he did meet me there. And it was a nice time. And he said he liked my church, and he met my pastor, which is my bishop now. And he acted like he wanted to come back and all of that. But my whole thing was like, I was pulling out of that situation because all of that mess, it was too messy even to be his friend, y'all. Because his ex was messy, and he had her too involved in his life, like way in his business. And he was way in her business. And it was just like they really didn't even break up. They were still in each other's life completely. And I was just like, how do you expect to date somebody when you're still with your ex? And he was trying to tell me, well, I believe, like, as I think it was like, okay, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks later, we went on a lunch date, and it was bomb. Went to Lolo's, had chicken and waffles for the first time, and it was bomb, and it was good conversation. And that was the first time we met face to face. And I was just telling him, like, I'm in a happy place right now. I'm free. I finally broke away from this simple Simon lying man that was trying to deceive me, and I'm free, and I just want to be happy and have fun with my kids and start over with my life, and I don't need no drama. So I was telling him that I'm not willing to have no more drama in my life or around my children. We've been through so much, and now we're starting all over again, and I'm just so excited. I told him I don't think we're going to in the same direction. Doesn't look like you want to start your life over again. Doesn't look like you even Love yourself to realize that you deserve to have your own and have your own life and have your own place and stuff like that. And I told him, I've been praying for you and praying that you would step out on faith and get your own place. But only you have to want it and you have to do it, you know? And he just seemed like he was scared, on top of just being very, very comfortable with the way that he's living. Like literally, I just really, truly believe that he was comfortable. So slowly but surely, I stopped, talking to him. And I guess he finally got the hint, that I was not going to put up with being friends or involved with such a messy guy, because, that's not a good situation when you're talking to a guy and his ex-wife is all involved in everything. That's just not safe. He's putting me, or even putting any woman, in a position to have to either, have to be confronted or fight or anything with his ex-wife, because he's got her so much in his life, and it's just really, really sad. And he was a nice guy, but nice is not enough. Ladies, you have to realize that a good guy and a nice guy is not enough. Sometimes the devil comes like a nice guy and a good guy, you know what I mean? And they have everything else all messed up in their lives. And you do not need to settle for that mess. You deserve better than that. You do not need to take on any man's burdens and any of his issues. When he comes to you, he should be ready and have his life set. He should have his own apartment. He should have been handling, taking care of his own business and being a grown man, and not living with his ex and his mother-in-law. So yeah, guys, I just completely stopped talking to that man. I was in a different time in my life, and I told him, I'm just excited. I'm getting my own place again. And, I really am keeping you in my prayers. Like I said, you didn't do anything to me. All I can do is pray that one day you step out in faith and move you and your children out of that toxic situation and be happy, because you deserve to be happy. If you're so unhappy, like you keep telling me, why won't you do anything to make yourself happy? So, but yeah, guys, and I have not heard from him since. And like I said, I wish him well. So yeah, I hope you guys like this story time, and comment below if you would like to hear more story times. God bless you guys, and thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next vlog.